More than ever, people seem to be interested in starting a blog or a YouTube channel, so I asked you guys on Instagram if there's anything you'd like to know about being a content creator, running a YouTube channel, and you guys sent in tons of great questions. I was originally only planning on doing one Q&A video, but now I've decided to split this into a 3-part series. So this first video is going to be the questions related to getting started on YouTube, what my experience with that is like, my tips for you to start and grow a channel, what I like and dislike about having a YouTube channel. The second video is going to be all about the business side of YouTube, what goes into running a channel, working with brands, sponsorships. And then the third video is going to be about the technical side of being a content creator. So the equipment that I use, the software that I use to edit, all of that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for video 2 and 3 in this series, or if they're already up by the time you find this one, I will have them linked down below. How did you get started? So I started this channel back in 2009, which was the Wild West days of YouTube. It was before having a YouTube channel was even a thing people knew you could do. And I created this channel, and I'm still here on this channel because I truly love making videos. When I started, there was no way to make money off of this. I did it just because I liked to do it as a hobby. I never in a million years thought that it would pave the path for the next decade of my life. How long did it take for you to start gaining subscribers and traction on your channel? I wasn't one of those channels that had overnight success. I didn't post a video that went viral and I got flooded with new subscribers, but I did start gaining subscribers pretty much from the start. And I think a big factor in that is that the community was smaller. It wasn't as saturated. It was easier to be discovered. I'd say it was about a year and a half after I started my channel that I really noticed things starting to pick up. How do you get started and build a following in today's oversaturated market? There are 3 key things you need to make sure you're doing when you start your YouTube channel. The first one is make a good first impression with high quality content. We have all clicked on a video that has bad lighting, bad audio, bad picture quality, and clicked straight off of it. People do not want to watch something where they can't see you very well, where they can't hear you very well, and this doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a whole bunch of equipment. Just make sure your space is well lit, and maybe that's just sitting in front of a window. That's what I did for like the first 4 years of my YouTube channel. Maybe your room is really echoey. If you're in an echoey room, go get some blankets and string them up around you off camera to help absorb the sound. The second thing you need to do is you need to post highly searchable videos. Find out what's currently trending in your niche. Are you trying to start a fitness channel? Do one of those Chloe Ting challenge things. I cannot believe how much that blew up a few months ago. And I saw a lot of channels, a lot of really small channels do the I tried Chloe Ting's 2-week whatever it was called, and get hundreds of thousands of views on those videos. So the bottom line is, in order to get fresh eyes on your channel, you have to be making something that people are searching for. And then the third key thing you need to do is be consistent. This is especially important in the beginning because people don't know you. People don't know what to expect from you. You want to become a regular in your subscribers' feeds because then you'll become a familiar face. And as I think we all know, we have our channels that are super familiar to us, that anytime they post a video, we click on it because it's just like they're a person in our lives that we keep up with. What camera would you recommend for starting a YouTube channel? There's a saying that I love that goes, the best camera is the camera you have. And that is so true. Whatever you have available to you, you can start with. However, if you're looking to invest in a new camera for a YouTube channel, I would highly recommend getting something with an interchangeable lens system because the option to swap out lenses opens up so many creative options for you. And I'm going to go more in depth with this question in part 3 of this series, the technical one, where I'm going to talk about actual cameras that I would recommend. What are some tips for people with a 9-to-5 who want to start creating content? My biggest recommendation would be to batch shoot your content, as in film multiple videos in every sitting. One of the most time-consuming things of the entire process is setting up the tripod and getting the camera right and getting the background in the right frame and getting the light lights in the right position. And I'm assuming if you're just starting out that you don't have a dedicated area in your home that you're going to set all of this stuff up and leave it full time. If your goal is to upload 1 video a week, carve out 1 Saturday every month and try to film 4 videos that day, or 2 Saturdays and 2 videos each of those days. And then if you can set aside 1 hour every weekday night to work on editing and the post-production of the video, that's 5 hours a week and 5 hours per video. And that might be easier than trying to film a video every single week, one at a time. Should you start with a niche immediately? How do you pick a niche? Yes, you want to be starting with a niche because that's what's going to tell new viewers what to expect from you. If I click on a new channel that has 5 videos with 5 completely unrelated topics, I have no idea what I'm subscribing to if I hit the subscribe button. But if I click on a new channel and there's 5 videos that are all makeup tutorials, I know if I subscribe, I'm going to be getting makeup tutorials. As for choosing a niche, I would recommend choosing a topic you're really interested in. You will not stick to a topic that you're not genuinely enthusiastic about. If you still want to go with something a little bit broader, I would try to choose a niche that's a cluster of related interests. For example, somebody who's really interested in fitness is probably also interested in other things wellness, like healthy recipes, managing stress, healthy habits. All of those topics kind of tie together and collectively work as a niche. What part do you love about it the most, and what part do you love about it the least? What I love the most is that my work gets to surround my interests, whatever they may be. When I started, it was beauty. Now it's more travel and photography. And I just love working with cameras. I always have. I recently mentioned on Instagram that it blows my mind that I didn't even consider a career with cameras until I was in my 20s, because there's so many photos of me at like 7, 10, 12 years old with a camera in my hand. As for what I love the least, there are 2 things that come to mind. The first is that being on camera as part of your job can be really difficult. And I say that as somebody who loves being on camera. I always have. I majored in broadcasting in college. Your appearance and your mood can really affect your on-camera presence. And you don't always have control over your appearance and your mood. Like every other person, I go through times where I'm sad, there's something really difficult going on in my life, and I cannot tell you guys the number of times over the years that I have had to reschedule filming because my eyes are so puffy and swollen from crying that there's no way I could get on camera. The second thing I don't love about it is being a freelancer isn't always easy. There's no job security, no guaranteed income, no health insurance through an employer, no paid time off or paid sick days, no maternity or paternity leave. You're also usually paid for projects after they're completed, and every freelancer out there knows the runaround of trying to get paid for things that are overdue. How do you get over the fear of people finding out you have a YouTube channel? This is so real. I don't think there's anyone who's ever started a channel that hasn't felt this self-consciousness and awkwardness about other people finding out. Anybody who thinks negatively about somebody for pursuing their interests has clearly never pursued any interests of their own. Like, if your concern with starting a YouTube channel is that the cool people are gonna find out and you're gonna look uncool, one of the most freeing things you can realize in life is that it's okay to not be cool. In fact, if you're not always trying to be cool and you're not afraid to step outside of the box and pursue different things, you're probably going to live a much more interesting life. How do you get comfortable in front of the camera? I had so many questions about this one. Practice makes perfect. It's time. It's being on camera. That being said, I do sometimes still get a little flustered on camera or feel like I just am not getting something right. I'm stumbling over my words. And whenever that happens, I remind myself that I'm the only one in this room and I have complete control over this memory card. So anything that I film here that I don't like, I can edit it out. And I also can do every take 100 times if I want to, and sometimes I do. What is something you would go back in time and do differently? I wouldn't be afraid to try new things and branch out more. I also would go back and leave the beauty community earlier. Do you have concerns about privacy? How did you feel about becoming known? I have mild concerns about privacy, as I think most people on the internet do, but I don't lead an incredibly interesting life, and I'm not not one of those people that people are really interested in. Like, we all know the YouTube channels or the celebrities or whoever where there is just like this it person that everyone becomes obsessed with. I'm way too boring of a person to ever be that person, so I don't have incredible concerns about privacy. Becoming known, as this person put it, is kind of wild. To know that there are people out there who are very familiar with you and who you are, that you have no idea who they are, is really crazy. But after putting stuff on the internet for a decade, I'm just kind of used to it now. How do you decide what your boundaries are on sharing aspects of your life? I thought this was a really good question. So my rule of thumb is that I don't want what I do online to affect my personal relationships. I don't want to be that friend or family member that people are like, ugh, don't invite her over here. She's gonna pull out that camera and start filming everything we're doing. I don't want my husband to be frustrated that I'm hijacking our vacation by insisting that we take 1,000 photos with the sunset so I can post the perfect one to Instagram. So while I'm happy to share things about me personally, I draw the line at filming things that mix with my relationships. So those are all of the questions for part 1. Thank you to everybody who sent one in, and stay tuned for parts 2 and 3 to learn more about the business and the technical side of YouTube. To see those videos when they're posted, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Before I go, I want to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking to start an online presence, I'd highly recommend using Squarespace to build your website. For years, I DIY'd mine, and it honestly never looked good, even after months and months of work. The Squarespace layouts are a million times more beautiful than anything I ever put together myself, and it's a drag and drop process. It is so easy. And they have 24/7 customer service, so if you need any help along the way, they are always there. Head over to Squarespace to sign up for a free trial. You get to design your entire site, and when you're ready to launch, visit squarespace.com/AllisonAnderson to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks for watching. I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.